My dudes, I recorded this entire video and I didn't record the voice. Okay, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 prices because yikes, as a Canadian, from the Canadian perspective, I think I would say it is a big predicament for most Canadians whether or not we even want to buy the Switch 2 at this point. My reaction on stream kind of looked a little something like this. Oh my god. Do I want that? I don't know. I don't know. It's not to say that I don't want the Switch 2, like I do, but the best way to describe it is Canadian cost of living right now is so expensive, so costly. Everything is always taxed through the roof. And I know that there's a reason why some of these taxes are in place, but a lot of Canadians would say that there's almost too many taxes in place. And also our dollar value is a lot lower than the United States dollar. Well, as of right now. So because of this, now we are being hit with our own taxes, our own inflation, our own et cetera, et cetera. And it kind of begs the question, am I going to have to choose between buying a Switch 2 or eating for 3 weeks? So that's not the kind of question that I don't think anyone has. And if anything, like I remember when the PS5 came out and it almost seemed like something like a higher end middle class person could afford. It did not seem like anybody in my class could even relate to. And now the Switch 2 is coming out at the price range is about the same at the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, whatever it's called. It's a weird predicament because it's like, well, I shouldn't have to risk my livelihood over a Nintendo console. And it's not something that obviously just Canadians feel. Like everybody's feeling this. I saw some comments from Brazil. I've seen comments from European Union. I've seen people from Australia. Tariffs are kind of throwing a wrench. It's like, oh my goodness, how many euphemisms can I think about? Euphemisms? This one right here shows that price won't increase in response to tariffs. So that's nice. But this is again like an American price. Canadian price is $699. Do we get tariff just for importing the Switch 2 from the United States? Oh my god, I don't know. It's not like Nintendo will raise the price. And if they do, we don't expect it to be 20%. But as a Canadian, I don't know. Based off the article, it doesn't seem like they're raising prices. So there's at least that. Even if the prices are not going to be raised, that price still seems outrageous. I know that Canadians buy our Switches from the United States, but there's like any way that we can just port directly to Japan? Because like, bro, like let's help each other out. Our currencies aren't great, you know? We can make it work. It just seems whatever I'm about to say next isn't something that you could logically follow. But what I'm going to say is, led through my emotions, I feel like it's tone deaf. It feels like this Switch is for only people who are wealthy. Because as much as that doesn't seem like a lot of money, for average consumers, people who spend the most amount of money, that is actually too much money for most people. And then I know that someone might bring up the argument, well, Canada, the minimum wage is higher than it is in the United States. But actually, they've looked into it. And when minimum wage is higher in Canada, taxes are even more higher than they are in the United States. So actually, when they look at inflation, they look at cost, they also look at dollar value because our currency is a lot less than the United States. Canadians actually make less than Americans do. They say that average amount of Canadians in the millennial and Gen Z generations, 90% of their wage goes towards just home expenses. There is no room for saving. Honestly, I can't even find any way to buy it right now unless like someone just dropped money on my lap. I don't know if I'm being emotional about this. I've just had a few days to think about this. I've had a few days to watch like the stock market just plummeting. Thankfully, my stocks are okay, but it doesn't sit right with me. And I think a lot of consumers feel that way, that the initial anger has definitely dialed down. Not completely though, because obviously there's some people who are still mad, but I think that there is, and I don't know how many people, especially Canadians or anybody from Australia and Europe and anywhere else that is really going to have to pay extra dollars for this, will feel justified in buying this regardless. Like even if the tariffs weren't in place, I think this would still be an embarrassment and also be greatly questioned. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on this. I would love to hear somebody talk about this in the comments, provide some more information. If the tariffs really are going to shoot us in the foot, I'd love to hear from it, but let me know what you think.